Hey guys, good to be here for this week's Oxen Labs update. Sorry if things look or sound a little bit different. I'm just recording on my phone here, so it's a little bit more of a budget setup right now. Things have been going well on the session side of things this week. If there was kind of a resounding story, it would be for this week on session, it would be that we're fixing up a bunch of small issues and adding a few new features as well. So we're finally getting push notifications finished up. So that is now in the final, well, it's going through QA on Android right now. And that we've been waiting for that to happen for a few weeks now, basically just trying to get the final parts of the Huawei push notification system finished up. But that is looking really good now. And also the message request setting that we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks. So that's essentially a setting that allows you to either receive or not receive message requests from communities. So that feature is now flowing through Android QA at the same time too. So once those processes have gone through QA, we'll probably do a small testing round, and then we'll be able to do a release for the community, which is fantastic. That has also freed up a lot of time from our developers now that those processes are back in QA. So we have now started on closed groups, which is huge. We had started on the lib session implementation of closed groups a few weeks ago, and Jason has gotten to the point where a bunch of things in lib session are ready. And now it's the platform developers' role to take those and actually put those into the session clients, the changes that have been made in lib session itself, and integrate those into the clients. So that's what they're on, and that's happening on Android, iOS, and desktop right now, which is fantastic. We are also working on onboarding. So this is a new process that we're starting up now. We wanted to improve the onboarding of sessions. So basically for new users that are signing up to the service, we want to make things as clean as possible. So that's a new project that we're kicking off, and that's starting on iOS. And then at the same time, we're working on disappearing messages on Android and desktop too. So yeah, lots of pies in the oven right now, and some coming out going into QA as well. So that's fantastic for the session side of things. On LokiNet, it's much of the same that I was speaking about last week. We're basically taking the improvements that we've made in libquick and trying to push them into LokiNet through the libquick library. And that is going well right now. It's a little bit more of a slog than I think we thought it was going to be. But it's coming along nicely, and I'm hoping that we'll have a kind of testing version that we can internally test sooner rather than later. So yeah, things are going well there as well. And on Oxen Core, we are essentially taking some of the ideas that we have been coming up with over the past couple of months and implementing them. And one of the biggest things that we've been looking at right now is gas efficiency. So making sure that we can validate the consensus from the service node network on an EVM chain, but do that in a gas efficient way. So we've been looking into that now, and the gas numbers, the initial gas numbers are quite promising in terms of being able to validate a signature from the service node network in about 1.2 million gas, which is quite cheap on a layer 2, not necessarily on an Ethereum layer 1 or on the Ethereum layer 1, but on a layer 2 that's quite inexpensive. And also we're looking further into the migration process there as well. So how do we take people that were, say, running a service node on Oxen and bring them over to Cent, and how does that process work? Because the last thing that we want to happen during the migration is for a bunch of nodes to have to unstake, and that to cause instability in the service node network, because that will then flow on to session users and the application users. So we want the process to be as seamless as possible when we migrate over. So yeah, I think that covers the main stuff. Obviously, lib session work is going ahead in terms of closed group implementation, the new closed group implementation. So we've already cleared a few tasks, and that's why the platform developers are able to start now, but the process is still ongoing on lib session. And yeah, I think that's just about it. I'll throw it over to the marketing team for the marketing section. All right, thanks guys. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, I'm subbing for Josh this week. So last week was a bit of a consolidation week, I would say, for the overall refresh that we've been working on. So Josh was pretty much just going over some of the brand outlines and designs and strategy stuff that we've been working on over the last few weeks, making sure that everything is progressing at the rate that we need it to. We also did the AMA which we got the entire management team on board for that one, knowing that there was going to be a lot of questions. So there was more than 20 questions that were answered there, which was a really good result. We'll probably be doing some more of those as we continue to progress through the process. And if you missed it, make sure you go and check out that video, or you can check out the blog as well. We'll probably be doing some more just check-in videos and things like that as well, just to make sure that everyone stays up to date with what's going on. We've also been doing a little bit of a cross-team collaboration with the solutions team and the marketing team. So the solutions team is really focused on making sure that the application itself is solving the problems that it's supposed to be solving, I suppose. And so they do a lot of things like user interviews to check in on how session is working or not working for people. And so we have been getting on board with their process to make sure that the marketing team's making contributions that it can make, and that we're sort of gathering some of the information that they're picking up as well through the interview process. And last but not least, it was business as usual in terms of making sure that our channels keep ticking over while we're working on all of this rebrand stuff in the background. So that was pretty much what the rest of the team was working on. Thanks, everybody. See you next week.